Welcome to the show today. I am Jordan and loads to talk about today. Coming up, some local news, loads of foreign stories, some transfer news and a bunch more. And we start from home with some local stories as per usual. Next up, stay there as we get into all of those and a bunch more in a short while. Welcome back, and we kick things off as per usual with some local stories. Flying Eagles head coach Issa Ladan Boso believes he has the men to push Uganda's Hippos off the way in their Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations quarter-final duel on Thursday and reach the FIFA Under-20 World Cup finals scheduled for Indonesia on the 20th of May to the 11th of June. Of course, now both teams clash at the 22,000 capacity Suez Canal Authority Stadium in Ismaila as from 7 p.m. Egypt time, 6 p.m. Nigerian time on Thursday. And the Flying Eagles tactician says that while he does not underrate the Hippos, he trusts his charges to make Nigeria proud and reach the tournament's last four. And still sticking with the Flying Eagles, some good news for defender Solomon Abalaka. He has been included in the CAF Best 11 of the 2023 Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations group stage. Now, the honor was bestowed upon Abalaka following his exciting performance for Nigeria in the tournament. Now, Abalaka was featured on the list alongside Landin Baji, Senegal, Alaji Saine, the Gambia, Torach Ochaki, Uganda, Abdul Rashid, Benin Republic, of course, Papa Diallo, Senegal, Mamadou Kamara, Senegal, Prince Suso, Congo, Rogers Mugisha, Uganda, and Deogracias Businga, Congo, with Abdoulaye Bojang, the Gambia, selected as the coach. And that's it for the local stories. We trade places with the foreign scenes in the next few. Stay there. Welcome back to the show. Some foreign stories now. We begin with Manchester City. Some FA Cup action yesterday. They found themselves on the receiving ends of impressive results. Of course, Manchester City saw off plucky Bristol City to reach the quarterfinals of the FA Cup with a 3-0 victory at Ashton Gate. Now, Phil Foden scored twice and Kevin De Bruyne added late gloss as the six-time FA Cup winners ended Bristol City's unbeaten 12-game run. Pretty impressive before a capacity crowd in the West Country. Now, after the game, Man City boss Pep Guardiola praised Foden, telling reporters that the dynamic rhythm, work rate, his quality as well, put him right up there with the very best. Now, his career was always up, according to Guardiola. This season, he struggled a bit and was a bit down, but now he's back for the best bit of the season. Guardiola was also complimentary about his championship opponents and their fans, adding it was really tough. Bristol showed some good quality as well, said the best they could, played the best they could rather, and said he was impressed by some players. He didn't know them according to him, but he said the second half was a lot better from his side. And Brendan Rodgers speaking after Leicester City in a contrasting result. They were dumped out by Blackburn, and according to him, if there's anyone to blame, it's me. He's taking full responsibility for that one. He said he made the changes and sadly it didn't work. Rodgers also revealed Yuri Tillemans is set to be sidelined for 6 weeks with ligament damage. And Trace Dolan and Sammy Smordics capitalized on an awful defending to earn Blackburn a 2-1 win as they reached a first FA Cup quarter-final for 8 years. Brendan Rodgers admits it's a worrying sign for Leicester that championship side Blackburn were a lot better than his team in their shock 2-1 FA Cup defeat. Kelechi Iheanacho grabbed some consolation goal in the second half, but the error-prone Foxes got what they deserved against the championship side. And Ivan Toney's case is now back in the hands of FA after he admitted breaching betting rules. As first reported, Toney has pleaded guilty to many of the 262 charges issued by the FA last year, but denied others. Now, the 26-year-old had originally been charged over 232 alleged breaches of betting rules in November, with the charges occurring between February 2017 and January 2021. Now, the following month, Toney was charged with a further 30 alleged breaches of FA betting rules, and the FA will now go through his responses before issuing a hearing date. Now, it will be then down to an independent regulatory commission to reach a verdict and issue a subsequent punishment. Now, the commission will decide whether to dismiss or uphold the charges denied by Toney based on the evidence. They will then take a cumulative look at all the offences before deciding this punishment, and it's also reported and anticipated that Toney could be banned for at least 6 months, and it is Brentford's interest that Toney be banned as soon as possible so that they can return without missing too much of next season. Now, any ban will include the summer months, and the Bees are in a strong position in the table this term. And over to Liverpool. Jamie Redknapp believes Liverpool's next 2 games, both at home to Wolves on Wednesday and rivals Manchester United 4 days later, are pivotal for their top 4 hopes. Speaking at Tuesday's press conference, now manager Jurgen Klopp said it is a super important week. We cannot ignore that. According to him, we have 2 home games and tomorrow only 1. I would love to give the season a little push in this week, and we need results for that. And for results, we need good performances, according to Klopp. Now, Klopp's side told against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park just days after being humbled by Real Madrid at Anfield in the Champions League, although moved up to 7th following a 0-0 draw, which leaves them 9 points off 4th place Tottenham with just 2 games in hand. A Manchester United's takeover still an uncertainty. Now, Avram Glazer's present at Wembley as Manchester United lifted the first trophy of the Erik ten Hag era has fed growing fears the club will not be sold outright. Now, it's reported that sources have worked with the owners, and it's indicated as well that the executive co-chairman and his brother Joel are reluctant to cede United, in contrast to their siblings Kevin, Edward Bryan and Darcy, a position hardened by underwhelming indicative offers. Now, the Glazers expected more interest to be registered to the Rain Group by their soft deadline for proposals on February 17th. Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani and Sir Jim Ratcliffe are the only public bidders, and their tenders fall short of the £6 billion. £6 billion being targeted. Now, formal offers would need to be significantly increased to tempt the Glazers into an outright sale, and their feeling is that United's stature, pull around the globe, especially in emerging markets, and potential for future growth revenue has been underestimated. Now, this is even factoring in the club's net debt of £656 million and transfer fees owed, and the enormous cost of enhancing the infrastructure. It'll be interesting to see where this heads. United fans still calling for the Glazer family to step down. They're a little bit reluctant. It'll be interesting. Like I said, we'll keep our eyes on the story and keep you posted on any developments. And over to France, Paris Saint-Germain president Nasser El Khelaifi has vehemently denied bombshell allegations that he was involved in the kidnap and torture of a businessman in Qatar who held compromising information about the 2022 World Cup bid. Pretty interesting stuff from there. He's come out to refute all of the rumors and allegations. We'll see where this goes as well. Eyes on it. We'll keep you posted. And that's it with some foreign stories. In a bit, we'll head over to the transfer market and see what clubs are eyeing, or what players clubs are eyeing, and what clubs players are eyeing as well. Up next, transfer news. Welcome back. It's Complete Sports. Some transfer news now. Manchester United will reportedly target at least 2 major signings this summer to continue their momentum under Erik ten Hag. Now, he's been pretty impressive since taking over, and Jude Bellingham has been urged remarkably to join Manchester United instead of Liverpool. And over to Chelsea, N'Golo Kante on the brink of signing a 3-year contract extension as well as Chelsea. Some pretty interesting and so much needed relief for Chelsea fans as well. He's been integral in their previous season's successes, of course, and Manchester City are currently reportedly eyeing up a move for Chelsea star Mateo Kovacic. Absolutely shocking for a lot of fans, with the midfielder set to enter the final 12 months of his contract this summer. And Manchester United, their noisy neighbours, will reportedly target at least 2 major signings this summer to continue their momentum under Erik ten Hag. Now, the wait for a resolution, the dispute between the DP Walter and defectors to the live golf circuit would be next up in some more stories. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. We're still in the transfer market and hopefully answering some questions as to whether certain players are eyeing certain moves or whether certain clubs are eyeing certain players. Now, Jude Bellingham remarkably has been urged to join Manchester United instead of their first Premier League rivals, Liverpool. Mikel Arteta is also planning to overhaul his Arsenal squad by signing at least 4 players this summer, with £80 million Declan Rice top of the list. And with that, we bring it to an end. The sports stories today was quite the show, packed of course, and we brought some pretty interesting updates for you, as we usually do. Tomorrow we return with some more stories, hopefully some results, some fixtures and analysis as the events unfold. My name is Jordan. Thank you and have a good one.